go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Ralph Lauren. This one right here probably does not need any introduction. Polo Red, never smelt it. Obviously not an unboxing. It is from my big Fragflex haul here. No cap tester. So this one is a returned item. We'll see how it goes with me. This one, Polo Red, I may be wrong, but this might be the most flankered Polo version in the collection. Perhaps green has it beat just because of its age. And I know Polo Green has tons of flankers. And technically someone would say, well, this is a flanker to Polo Green because it's Polo Red. It is a Polo line. You might be correct, you might not, I don't know. But we usually see one of these new red flankers almost yearly here. Seems like people love this DNA. I unboxed the discontinued. I purchased the discontinued Intense earlier this year. Did a video on that, unboxed it. It was okay, but now it's time for the OG. I thought maybe I would. This one is still around. Like there's some flankers of this stuff that is discontinued now. So this one stood the test of time. It was released in 2013, so it's 10 plus years on the market now. So it has to be selling well. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, what you doing? What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, subscribed or not. Much appreciated. Let's take a look at the notes beside me before I start spraying this thing. As you can see, they're going with this red theme. This was popular back in 2013, circa there, and it started picking up steam that some fragrances were doing red versions. And they're using like red grapefruit and things like that. Here you can see they put red sage, red woods, coffee berry, cranberry, obviously. So the cranberry is the one note in this whole note breakdown that's making me think, maybe the coffee too. Nose behind this, Olivier Guillotine. So let's get into it. Let's put it on strip first. Let's spray my logo here and see what we get. Atomizer is kind of meh. Not one of the best in the game. Let's sniff out Polo Red. Yeah, exactly what I thought it was going to be, honestly. Synthetic red, fruitiness. It's almost candied. Like it's a typical Polo release that isn't too great. It's right there. It's good for teens. It's a good starter fragrance. Good for casual wear. Bargain bin hunters are going to look for this kind of thing. It's one of those fragrances that it doesn't smell bad. I've smelt worse in my fragrance journey, and we know, the proof's in the pudding. I'm not smelling this and going, I really don't recommend it. It is what it is. And it's one of those that it's not a great designer release. Honestly, personally, I don't know why I got flankered so much. No coffee detected. Again, it's the top note. Let's see what I get on skin. Maybe I get a little more action here. Because really, that cranberry note isn't really pushing itself here. Okay. A little better on skin than on a piece of paper. You are getting that, I wouldn't say tartness, but a little bit of that. A little bit of that cranberry. Okay, I'm starting to get that, but it's got a little bit of tartness, but it's got some sweetness, and it's not overly sweet, honestly. I've smelt candied sweet. I wouldn't put it in that category, but it is in the sweet genre, so you have to like synthetic sweetness, honestly. Like ultra mall kind of sweetness. Not as big and punching as an ultra mall, but in that section, right? There's a synthetic kind of red berry kind of thing going, and we'll go with cranberry. There is something like darker in the background, and it could be that coffee, it could be the saffron. There is something that is a darker, warmer aspect to it. I really can't pinpoint what it is. Yeah. So sweet, synthetic, red, kind of like a fake red, right? Like I think you can do this theme much better, personally. Personally. Now this is going at discounters probably now around 50, 60 bucks maybe on the cheap end for the 75 mil, not the big boy here. This is 125, I think. Yeah. So there's no coffee detected off my skin here or anything like that. But it has some warmth to it. So there's something in the back end that's, and again, it's these kind of fragrances, honestly, at the end of the day, you can't really start dissecting notes. You know, once you start getting into like the cheapies, it's almost a blur of what's inside the fragrances. Like right here, grapefruit. I'm not getting. Maybe that's where the tartness is coming from, the grapefruit. Yeah. So it's a melange of sweetness. There is some darkness behind it. I don't know what that's going to turn into. It's going to turn into something in the back end. I can feel it because it has a little bit of warmth. Now that could be the saffron. That could be the redwoods, cedar, the coffee. It has a little bit of that. What is it? Is it Polo double black or Polo black? It feels it's in that realm. You know, not great, not really good, okay. Like that's basically where I'm going with this. Not classic. Yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, you know, a good starter fragrance, a good casual wear fragrance, something that, you know, if you get it on the cheap, and some people might have started their journey with this. I could see that because they probably sold a lot of units of this stuff because it's been out for 10 plus years and still going, still getting flankered up, which means it's sold. That's the only reason things get flankered up that much. Like maybe one or two flankers because they decided, you know, already that they were going to flanker things up. Like you see that sometimes there's only one flanker and then it's game over. Maybe two that's pushing it. Usually they don't think that ahead. Brands don't. But this thing has had several flankers, so it sells. Obviously, there's some popularity to it. I don't see, I don't see it. I don't see the love it's getting as far as sales go. It's just okay. It's a Ralph Lauren Polo fragrance that if you can get it for 50, 60 bucks, you're fine. You start spending $100+ on some of these, you need to start looking elsewhere. Yeah, that's where it is. Like it's almost like a bargain bin fragrance, but when you see it, you're just like, oh, like a good bargain bin find. That's where this goes into, like a big bottle. Like they may have like 30 mils or 35 mils of this in the bargain bin. That's not a good deal. Like for 25, 30 bucks. No, 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 no. You mean you get the 75 mil or the 125 here? Is this 125? I'm assuming so. And you find that in the bargain bin for like 35, 40. Then you're like, oh, okay, I found something. That's where this is. This is where the excitement ends with Polo Red. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think what I have to go back, but again, the Rolodex is going. I think it's Polo Double Black or Black that has like a synthetic coffee kind of thing going on. Not the best in the game, not even close. I'm feeling a little bit of that in here. Maybe. So a little mix of freshness, redness with a little bit of a gourmand appeal. Yeah, it's okay. Now, I got this at Fragflex, as you know. You can find this anywhere, but Fragflex, you can find it definitely. Fragflex.com. You can use my code TFG10. It gives you 10% off on anything on the website, including things like this. They do have fragrances like these, returns, testers that are extremely cheap, like something like this, like, ooh, you're missing, you know, the cap, who cares? And you may be saving yourself 20 bucks, 15 bucks maybe. So definitely check out Fragflex for your needs for Polo fragrances. They have a lot of them there. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. What do you think about this fragrance? And a lot of people will have an opinion on this one. Definitely. Everybody and their mother has smelt this fragrance, probably. I'm the last one on earth that has finally smelt it in 2024. It just I never gravitated towards the Polo line. Like Polo Blue is like my, as synthetic as that is, and it's synthetic. It has, you know, and everybody has those kind of fragrances that they just gravitate towards. Like Polo Blue for me, I know fully well as far as build goes is not the best in the game, but there's something to it that I enjoy wearing it from time to time, but I know it's, you know, not a great fragrance, but it's something that, and I think this is where this is going to have some teenagers that are now maybe in their 20s that wore this when they were teens, and it has that special sentimental part to them, and I can understand that. So I'd love to see those comments below. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care. Let us know what you think. And I know this is an older fragrance, but that's what you get on this channel. I don't need to do new releases all the time. I just love giving my thoughts on fragrances, including things like this that are popular, that a guy like me really, do I need to review this? Do I need to talk about this? No. Do I have to buy this? No. But I like to give my take on fragrances on all different aspects. So an okay fragrance. It's exactly where I slotted it in. Synthetic, sweet. It has some interesting parts here and there, but nothing crazy here. And as always, a great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your red-based fragrance wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.